Monday. It's about 1:15. I can't remember what time I woke up. I think it was about 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11:45. Anybody's guess. If you hear noise in the background, that's James, who's just shaving. There was a thing I had to do this morning that I was told would take about an hour. Absolutely had to be done today. So yeah, I wanted to do it this morning, then it was done, it was out of the way. I was doing it while I was still awake, fresh, etc. So that's done. That is out of the way. James has done some washing up this morning whilst I was doing my thing. So that's done and out of the way. So we now have the whole day to enjoy together. It's kind of sunny. And my suggestion was that we went for a walk together. It's also a bank holiday here today in the UK to mark the 75th anniversary of VE Day, which is Victory in Europe, which, as you may imagine, has caused all sorts of opinions on the internet of people saying, no, we shouldn't celebrate it in a, party hats and balloons and yay kind of a way. And then lots of people have misinterpreted that and said, oh no, but that's so disrespectful of all the people who died for your freedoms and rah. But kind of not acknowledging that maybe somber reflection and marking the day is better than a hey, party, party, party kind of celebration. I also realise my phone is wobbling quite a lot here. So, yep, we're going to do that. We'll have a look, see if we can see any Union flags bunting, see if any of the Union flags are upside down and indicating that people are in distress. And, yeah. Oh, have a look, see if we've got any bird seed to feed the birds. I'm not sure if we do. But that would be nice, wouldn't it, if we did. Go feed the ducks. Quack. Is this a tree? Or is this a bush? And is it one of them or is it three of them? It's like a little, I'm not sure, what's the word? What's the word for a thing in a garden which is all leafy and bushy and it's like a retreat? Not a boudoir. There's a name for it. It appears a lot in Shakespeare.
Grove?
No. I have a feeling it ends "war." I'll have to go back and look up As You Like It. I'm sure it's in there. I'll find it in there. So we've seen kind of flapping and bubbles in the water. We've worked out it's not a bird, but we couldn't work out what it was. I think it's fish. Genuinely not sure if it's going to pick up on the camera, but there are shed loads of fish under there.
sunglasses weather.
Good evening. See, I did this a couple of days ago saying good evening, it's time for the 6 o'clock news, and then made the joke that it wasn't 6 o'clock and I wasn't telling the news, etc, etc. But actually, it is just before 6 o'clock. So me automatically wanting to say good evening, and here's the 6 o'clock news, kind of fits a little bit more appropriately. Anyway, James and I went for a walk this afternoon to the local park. It was amazing. I saw fish. James had walked on by that point. We saw quite a few coots nests. We saw Canada geese with their babies. I'm not sure if they're ducklings or cygnets. We saw coots with their baby ducklings. I presume they're ducklings, I don't know. And we saw quite a way on the lake, so it's far too far for me to record. We saw a pair of coots who were nesting. So one of the coots, who we presumed was the male, had gone out to get food, came back, fed some of the food to the female, and then they swapped on the nest. So Daddy Coot took his time doing some egg sitting. Do you know what? I'm convinced that more human relationships would last longer if we could do the same with human pregnancies. If female humans were able to say, there you go, darling, you look after the unborn just for, for a couple of days or just for a moment or for half an hour, rather than having the woman pregnant and the man kind of doing the bits around the outsides. I don't know. This is just a theory. This is the way my mind goes on a hot sunny day when I don't really have much else to think about. When we walked back, there was a barrier over the end of one of the roads. So when we woke up this morning, there was a lot of noise outside, which sounded like roadworks. So we came along, we saw the barrier, and I thought, oh, well, that's fine. That's just been shut off for more roadworks. No, all very unofficial. That street had set up a street party. As we were walking past, or as I was walking down, and I was looking at some of the bunting and the flags that were up, one of the men came past me and said, oh, it's all right, love, we're all safe, come and join us. I was like, that's all right, thanks. It's like, I'm not going to judge you for wanting to be outside in the sunshine. I'm not going to judge you for wanting to talk to your neighbours, because this whole lockdown thing has been rubbish. But at the same time, I'm happy where I am. I'm not going to join you, but it was nice to be asked, but I'm happy staying inside. There were quite a few people in the park. Quite a lot of families, lots of people having picnics and sitting on the grass, contrary to the rules. And this is the thing I'm finding most frustrating about lockdown. On one hand, the rules are very clear on social distancing and what you should and shouldn't be doing. The instructions from the council on the park gates and railings is very, very clear, and people are ignoring that, and that's really, really frustrating. But at the same time, it is gorgeously sunny weather out there. Both James and I had sun hats and sunglasses, and we probably should have taken sun cream. And I fully understand if you have small children, sort of small, excitable, full of energy, running up and down and jumping up and down and asking you lots and lots of questions, you don't want to keep them inside a house all day. You want to give them the freedom to go outside and run around and get rid of some of their excessive energy. And you want some time to be a family. Particularly if if you don't have your own garden or your own outdoor space to go, parks are brilliant. So it's really annoying that on one hand I am hacked off and really frustrated that people are not following the rules and the guidelines that have been set down, and I don't want that to result in the parks being closed, because I like my park, I like going to my park. But at the same time, I absolutely understand why people want to do it. Especially when it's really nice weather. So yeah, that's the bank holiday. Apparently the Queen is addressing the nation later today. I don't know what time, but yeah, we'll probably watch that. Later this evening as well is The Last Leg, which is a programme James and I like watching. It's a comedy programme. However, this is going to be The Last Leg Lockdown Under. Oh, I see what they did with there. Just realised that. So, the host, Adam Hills, is Australian. He's in Australia at the moment. Then you've got the two co-presenters. One is in Huddersfield, I think it is, and the other is in London. So they're going to be broadcasting from 3 separate locations in 2 separate time zones with no audience. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. We've got burgers and chips for dinner. I'm going to go and get some chip shop chips. Nice, big, chunky, greasy chip shop chips, which I have been hankering after for a while now. Then we are going to cook the burgers. So James has got chicken burgers or lamb burgers or something. I've got vegetarian burgers. It's going to be amazing. And then we've got the sort of salad to shove in the top and brioche buns, and just what you want for a bank holiday weekend, just what you want for a Friday end of week. And then we've got alcohol-free wine and beer both chilling in the fridge. So that's supper sorted. For the rest of the day, I think I'm just going to do crafty stuff. I'm going to do the stuff that makes me happy, because it's just one of those nice, relaxed, chilled out kind of days. And that's that. Today's news is tomorrow's chip papers. I'll see you then.